Hi, I'm Erin, and this is my story. 3 years ago, I had been working for a company for 12 and a half years when suddenly my job became redundant. I was given 60 days to make a decision on whether I stay or whether I find a new role outside the organization. So I took some time to think about it and realized this might be an opportunity for me to find something new. So I had another chance to take a trip, actually, to go to Israel, and I'd always wanted to go to Israel. And I took that trip and enjoyed it, and had another opportunity to visit a friend I hadn't seen in 16 years down in the States. And within that year, I started looking for another role, and I had my sights set on a certain organization near home. And I had applied for a few roles that I was qualified for, and I was surprised that it was taking so long to land a job. The market had changed so much. Competition was fierce. Job postings were so much longer than they ever were before. And I just kept praying, Lord, I think this is the organization where I'm supposed to be. A year later, shockingly, I was still looking, and yet that whole time, God provided for me. He took care of all my needs in that time. And someone told me about an opportunity in this organization, the one I had my eyes set on, saying, this is a foot in the door. So I applied and I got the job, and I was so thankful. And it was in the fall of 2019. And in that job was a short-term contract. They extended it and went into the new year. 2020 hit, and all of a sudden, COVID-19. So I was within the organization looking, and I saw another opportunity that I applied for and was praying, and thankfully I got the job. And so I was just praising God, Lord, thank you for this opportunity. It's everything I've wanted. This is it. We're good to go. And then suddenly, when I started on March 2nd, within that week, the COVID-19 was considered a worldwide pandemic. And I was thanking God, I just signed this contract, and now I'm in this role, thank God. So I was in that job for about 8 months, but in the summer of 2020, I had this sense that this job that I'm in is likely not going to be renewed because what I was hired for, everything had been canceled. So I was a little bit worried, but I started to plan ahead and say, okay, Lord, if this job is going to change, then I ask you to open my eyes and let me see what's the next thing, what should I do? So I thought this might be the best time to sell my home. My maintenance fees had gone up almost $200 in 3 years, and I said, this is the time. I'm going to start planning to sell. So I got everything ready, and thank God I sold my home in, I think it was October of 2020, just before the market went crazy. So I saw this house and I thought, this is great. But as you may know, if you're looking for a home, it's based on mortgage approval, like financing and home inspection. So I decided to take a second visit to the home and brought someone by with me who had taken home inspection classes, checked out the home and said, this is a solid home, go for it, put an offer on it. I put the offer on it, and within a few days, my agent said, Erin, there's 3 offers. I was like, okay. And then a while later, 7 offers. I'm like, oh. 12 offers. I'm like, uh-oh. And then she said, there's 18 offers. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I was pacing my living room. I'm like, Lord, if this is a home for me, let my name jump out on that offers of purchase. And if this is the house, I ask you for your favor. And within a couple hours, I got a phone call, and she said, Erin, they accepted your offer. And I was just elated. I was jumping up and down, excited. And I moved in, and I was just really happy in the home. And I just looked back and I saw how God prepared me every step of the way. He provided for me when I didn't have a job. He opened my eyes to a new opportunity within the company and prepared me to sell my home, found a buyer, found a new home, and it all worked out. And I just want to encourage anyone who's looking for a house right now. A lot of people are thinking of buying a new home, and there's so much competition out there, and there's multiple offers. And I just want to let you know that God is faithful, and He will provide. No matter how many other people are looking for what you're looking for, if it's for you, God will give you favor, and He will open up those doors of opportunity. And I just give God praise, because He has, like the word says, never let His righteous forsaken or be begging for bread. And I'm so grateful to Him for all that He's done in my life.